Hello and welcome to the Artisan Electrics live stream. Massive thank you to all of you who've joined already. I think the notifications are going out as we speak, so I'll leave you a few minutes to get the notifications out to everyone. But I'm really happy that you could join us tonight. This is a little bit of an unusual thing that I don't often do, but I'm here in my live studio. And I hope that tonight I'll be able to answer some of your questions, and we can talk about some things that are going to be interesting to you guys. And mainly I'm doing this to say thank you because we just hit 18,000 subscribers on the channel today, which is a massive milestone. And I've just been on live on Zoom with a one-to-one video chat with my Patreon followers. In fact, my Patreon follower, who is on the chat right here, Dyson314, his name's Graham, and I wanted to give him a massive shout out for being my one and only Patreon, my one true fan, for supporting my channel with a small monthly contribution of the same price as a sausage and egg McMuffin. And in return, he got to chat to me one-on-one live for half an hour just now, and we had a great chat. And Graham is basically looking to get into the electrical industry, and he was asking me some questions about courses, about tips of how to really make a good start getting on board of being an electrician. And we had a great little chat. So I can see all your messages coming in, guys, and I will try to respond to and answer as many of your questions as I can. Thank you for all the shout outs that are going on in the chat. Asa DC, hello my friend, nice to see you here. And the main sort of theme that I wanted to talk about really tonight is business. How to level up your electrical business, because I get a lot of questions from people via Instagram or through the comments section on YouTube, and I get a lot of emails from people asking me how can I improve my electrical business, or I want to get started, I want to run my own electrical business, how can I get going? So tonight I'm just going to give you two things that I really have found beneficial for my business, how to kind of really jumpstart getting good customers flowing into my business. So hopefully that will be of benefit to you. I'm going to just see who's in the chat now. So we've got Rattlehead85. Hello, I recognize you because you leave great comments on my videos. So thank you, Rattlehead85, for joining us. We've got Fat Pedro, good evening. Sean Palmer, hello. Andrew Ridgely. Who will win the race, you or Nick? So this is the thing, right? It's official. The race is on between me and Nick. And it's quite funny that I'm doing this live stream now, actually, because the last time I did a live stream, I believe, was with Nick on here live on YouTube. And I interviewed Nick because he was like this, well, he still is, this amazing up-and-coming YouTuber who was just smashing it and just getting so many subscribers. And I interviewed him when I had about 5,000 subscribers, I think, and he was on like 7,000 or 8,000. It's not that long ago, actually. And now Nick and I are neck and neck at the moment. So I've just hit 18,000, Nick's at 18,200. And it's just like the race to 20k now. I was on the phone to Nick the other day, and we were talking about it, and a bit of banter of who's going to win the race. But we'll see. I secretly think it's going to be me, but he's in for a good chance. He's certainly in for a good chance. So Ellis the DJ, welcome. I'm happy to see you as well. You always leave great comments on my videos. Jeff Upton, hello as well. Thank you. Ben C, hello. Welcome. Rufus Bock from Namibia, welcome. Great to have you. Leave a comment, guys, of where you are in the world. I'd love to know, because I know that I've got viewers from all over the world who watch my videos. Who else have we got here? Gifford, welcome. Nice to see you, Gifford. So Giff is a fellow YouTuber. He makes good YouTube videos, so go and check out his channel. Fat Pedro, Kenny the electrician, welcome Kenny. Sam Milton, hello. Daniel Robertson. It's all Adam, not Nick, yeah. That's so true. Good old Adam. He's the next up-and-coming YouTuber, definitely. Curd G's, welcome. Nice to have you with us. Elliot Veers from Surrey, UK. Welcome. Good to see you. Denver Trainer. Hi from Wales. Ah, wow, Curden, you're in Switzerland. That's awesome. I didn't realise you were based in Switzerland. Matthew Barrett from London. ABCDEFG, that's an original name. Welcome, whoever you are. Joel, hello. Jaco Oosthausen from Cape Town, South Africa. I have been to Cape Town and it's an absolute beautiful place. I have been up Table Mountain and I've seen the penguins on Boulders Beach. And I've been to an amazing restaurant on a beach called Langebaan. If you ever get to go there, it's an amazing restaurant. They cook only on fire. Everything's cooked on fire. We had like 12-course meal, all fish, and it was cooked on fire on the beach. That was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. So welcome to all of our friends from all over the world. I'm very happy to have you all on board. Gregor Menzies, I will start off with questions. How do you know how much to charge an hour? Okay, that is a good question. So, to know how much you need to charge per hour, you've kind of got to work backwards. You've got to figure out how much you need to end up with in your pocket at the end of the day, right? So that's the figure that you've got to kind of start with. So if you say, okay, I want to take home 200 quid a day after all my costs, then you have got to calculate how much you need to charge to actually end up with 200 quid a day in your pocket after tax, you know. And that could be a different figure for you. That could be 100 quid a day you might be happy with. It could be 500 quid a day. It could be more. The point is, you need to know your costs and your overheads in order to work out your hourly rate, because it's not good enough to just say, okay, I want to end up with 200 quid a day, so I need to then divide that by 8, however much that works out at, and that's my hourly rate. No, big mistake, because what happens is after you take off all your overheads and your costs, you'll end up with 50 quid a day or, 70 quid a day. What you need to do is charge enough to pay all your overheads, to put a little bit aside for your tax, for your future expenses like your tools, all those kind of things. You've got to factor all of that in and have the amount that you want to earn left over at the end. So that's how you kind of calculate it. You've got to add up all your expenses for a whole year, add to that how much you want to earn in that year, for example, then divide that by the number of days you're going to work and the number of hours, and that will give you your hourly rate. So I hope that kind of answers your question, Gregor. Thank you very much for asking that question. Welcome Omar Sharif from Oxford, welcome Rune from Denmark, welcome George Taylor from Newmarket, a local Cambridgeshire person, Eagle Core from Kenya, welcome. Joe, how did you come up with your business name, mate? So I came up with my business name by thinking about the kind of customers that I wanted to attract, which were people who wanted something high quality, kind of high end. So you think artisan, you think something, an artisan is someone who's good at their trade, an expert, somebody who works to a high standard. And then you think about artisan products, they're kind of luxury, high-end products in general. That was the target customer that I was aiming for, so that's why I named my business Artisan Electrics. I hope that makes sense for you. Do you think £45 per hour is too cheap? It really depends where you are. Some places that's really cheap. Other places that might be a bit expensive. I charge a lot more than that. But it's entirely up to you based on your location, your expenses, all of those things factored in. £45 an hour is probably a great rate for a lot of people. Hello from Nottingham, Ray. Hello from Saffron Walden, Rob. I know Saffron Walden very well. That was my stomping ground. I actually did my apprenticeship on Audley End House, if you know that property in Saffron Walden, which is it's an English heritage, massive stately home. And I used to go in all the secret rooms that nobody is allowed to go in Audley End House to do electrical work there when I was an apprentice. Hello from Sheffield, Craig. Fat Pedro, what was your electrical qualification route? So I have made a video about this, and I'll leave a link in the description afterwards about my whole story, because it's quite long. It's like an hour-long video. But basically, I did an apprenticeship. I was lucky enough that my dad was an electrician, and I was able to do an apprenticeship with him. So I'm kind of a rare case in that way. My dad was an electrician, and my granddad was an electrician as well. And there's a story in the family, but I'm not sure if I believe it or not, that my great-granddad invented steel wire armoured cable, because he was a miner and he invented it to be a kind of a self-supporting cable for the mines. But he did it for an invention company or something, and he never saw any money from it. That's the story that my grandpa always used to tell me, but I don't know how true that is. Do you usually get better payments when working for private people or on industry sites? I get the same. My prices are the same whether I'm working for domestic customers or commercial or industrial. I have a certain rate that I want to charge, and if the customer's happy to accept it, then I don't care whether they are in a little house or in a big industrial property. Doesn't matter to me. Adam, what is your hourly rate? So I charge £80 plus VAT per hour, and that's the same whether I work for 8 hours, 10 hours in a day, or if I work for 1 hour. It's just the same. Include paying for stuff that will get stolen from the van or by other trades on the site. Yeah, true. Well, you need to at least include tools in van insurance, for example. So if you want tools in van insurance, check the links in the descriptions of my videos, because I've got a discount code with Rhino Trade Insurance. If you're interested, you get a 5% discount if you use my discount code for any kind of trade insurance, all that kind of stuff. Rob says Audley End is just up the road from me. Went there last week. In fact, it is a lovely place. Yeah, really lovely. How much do you charge for Zappy installation? It really varies, Kenny. Absolutely, it varies based on a lot of factors. So I would say usually it works out at about, after the grant, it usually works out at about £1,500, including VAT, that the customer will have to pay. But that's that varies a lot. Based on a lot of things. Kenny, who else have we got here? Asa DC says, hello Chris. I'm not sure who Chris is. Oh yeah, CJR, hey, of course I know who Chris is. Hello CJR, welcome. Go and check out Chris's channel. He's a YouTube machine as well, putting out lots of great content. Eamon Uddin. Amar Khan, welcome. Thanks for your videos. As I know what good for electrical installation should conform to. Lots of good tips picked from your videos, and really like the recent fault finding. Thank you. Really nice of you to say. Bonjour, Eagle Core. Let me know how to install RCD on C50 Crabtree consumer unit. So you can get Crabtree C50 RCBOs, believe it or not, but they take up 2 modules. But you can still get them. Whether or not they're really acceptable to fit or not, I don't know. Otherwise, you'd have to put in a front-end RCD, which is not ideal. So probably if it's a Crabtree C50 board, you just need to change the board, really. That's what I would recommend. But if you want old vintage breakers, if you need that kind of thing, my uncle Phil, he has a business called circuitbreakerspecialists.co.uk. If you go over there, he'll sort you out. He's got I think over 400,000 circuit breakers in stock from all different brands and stuff. So, yo, Nick is here. Welcome, Nick, as well. We've got a lot of good YouTubers in now, so that's great. Welcome to you all. We've got 175 people watching live now, which is really good. Tech XL is fantastic. Yeah. So that is the Vito Pro Pack Tech XL that CJR is talking about. It's an awesome tool bag. I did give my one away recently because it was actually a bit too big for me, so I go for the Tech MCT. That's my one that I use. How's your new Pipe Tube Pro going from Ellis the DJ? So it's I literally just fitted it today. I just put a post on it on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram if you don't do already. But yeah, I put a post on Instagram about it. It looks really good. Yeah, I mean, it's not hugely different from the original, but there are some significant advantages like the plastic lining, the sort of seal that's around it, and the locking mechanism on it is much more secure, I think. So especially for people who've got copper pipes to haul around, that's probably a good thing. I don't think anyone's going to steal a bit of PVC conduit, but yeah, it looks really good, so I'm happy. And to be honest, my other one was full, so I needed a second one anyway, really. Who else have we got here? Wow, these comments are pouring in. Thanks, guys. Tower Bridge is stuck open. Can you go... What? Can you go down and have a look? Okay, I'm not sure what that means. Right, so... Mark Smith. Every video... I've got some FlexiCon for you, Asa. Oh man, that joke is just never going to grow old. Sorry, Nick. Right. So, how much do you put aside for new tools, etc.? That's a really difficult one. But I think if you want to start from scratch, like if you're starting a new electrical business from scratch, including your test equipment and your basic power tools and hand tools, I reckon you need $5,000 to put aside. That was the figure that I had when I set up, and that was only 2016 I set up Artisan Electrics, my second electrical business, and I was starting from scratch because I'd been traveling around the world for a few years before that, so I came back and I had to buy everything from scratch. So yeah, $5,000 is a good figure for getting your tools. You can probably do it for less, but yeah, where is DSS? Where is Dan? I'm beating you, Jordan. Yes, I know, Nick, you are. You're the top dog still, but I'm nearly there. And I've got 3 videos a week powering out still. I've got loads of great content lined up, so I'm determined to overtake you. But it is neck and neck. Love your uploads, Jordan, from Danny1. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. Hi from Dublin, Rob. Welcome. So, how's the Tesla? The Tesla is amazing. I took some of my friends out for a spin in it today, and it was unbelievable just to see their reactions, you know, because the 0 to 60 on it is 3.1 seconds, and that's like faster than a Lamborghini. So it's nuts. The instant torque in it just throws people back into their seats, and they're just absolutely blown away. The closest thing I can describe it to is like being on a roller coaster. You know, that acceleration of like maybe if you go to Alton Towers and go on Rita Queen of Speed or whatever it is, it's nuts. Yeah, it's a cool car. It's a really nice little treat. Did you drive it to Paris? No, we got the Eurostar, but we were supposed to go on a road trip next week to France because my wife is from France. We were supposed to go and visit the family, and we were going to drive it down there, but unfortunately we can't now because of all the quarantining issues. So that's a shame. We're going to have to put off that road trip for another time. I was going to film some cool footage on that road trip as well. Hello from Brazil. Wow, Sergio, welcome. Awesome. King Eric, do you watch John Ward and Big Clive's channels, Jordan? Them guys know their stuff. You are absolutely right, King Eric. They do. They are putting out some great content. Particularly John Ward. I watch most of his videos. And the E5 group in general, which John Ward is a part of, are just putting out amazing content at the moment, particularly Sparky Ninja on his YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to that yet, that content is so valuable, especially if you're training. But even for us, like long time served electricians, it's just, they're helping you to think out of the box and think of things from a different angle that you might not have thought of before. So it's like the ultimate CPD, I would say. Definitely go and check out particularly for the EICRs, the latest EICR videos that they've put out. They're hardcore. They're like, heavy 3-hour intense sort of sessions, but it's really worth giving them a listen. Definitely. Nick Bundy is Batman, by the way, just in case you didn't realise that. He actually is Batman. He's an electrician by day and he's Batman by night. I'm about to become a competent registered person and set up business. Should I keep it simple and be a sole trader or go limited? So I first of all set up as kind of sole trader. It was a partnership because I have a wife. So if you become a partnership, then you can split the profits for tax purposes, which helps. But it's basically the same as a sole trader. But I did change to limited company in 2018 because for tax purposes, when I started to earn a bit more, it's worth it to be a limited company. There are advantages, but talk to your accountant about that and they'll probably tell you to go limited, but it depends on a few things. Kindly share contact with your uncle for those vintage RCBOs and Crabtree. Okay, so I'm going to send you the link now to my uncle's website. Here we go. It's called circuitbreakerspecialists.co.uk. Here we go. I'll put a link in the comment here. There you go. So that's his website if you want to check it out if you need some vintage circuit breakers. So where were we? Any advice on how you get EV charging customers and how to compete with the bigger players like Podpoint, etc.? Don't compete on price, compete on quality. That is my ultimate marketing strategy for you. If you're good, people will be willing to pay for it, and they will ask you to charge them more than other people. But I'll get onto that in a little bit because my two main business level up strategies are about that kind of thing. So I'll tell you about that in a little bit. Hello, Jordan from Northern Ireland. Your videos are fantastic. Keep them coming. Thank you, Roy. From your experience, what are the types of advertising? I'm guessing you mean, Adam, best types of advertising. Paid advertising is a mixed bag. So I have paid in the past for advertising which was rubbish and didn't work. Like Yell.com is a classic. Completely fleeced me for about $1,500 and I never got anything from it. I've learned the hard way, so I've got a lot of experience about marketing now and I've really refined it a lot. I have made a YouTube video about that and I'll leave a link in the description after this to my marketing video all about the best ways to market yourself as an electrician, because again, we could spend hours talking about that. Better to just go and check out that specific video if you want to learn about that. Adam, how much do you pay your employees? So I don't actually have any employees. I use really good subcontractors at the moment. I've not gone to the stage of employing people yet because it's kind of, it's another level really of commitment that I'm not really ready to take on yet. But that might change in the future. I've not decided. But for the moment, I've got some really great subbies who work for me regularly. And so that's great. We've got a good relationship and I pay them well and they work to the standard that I want them to work. So you should get FlexiCon on the next batch of hoodies. Yeah. I'm going to get a hoodie with the Super Flexor on it and I'm going to put that on my merch stall. How much time do you spend making YouTube videos? Do you have to spend a lot of time editing? Love your videos, by the way. Thank you, ATCE 101. I spend making the videos. I've kind of honed it now so that it doesn't really take me much time to make the videos. It's literally just like set the tripod up and go for most of the time. There's a little bit of extras that takes like to do the intros and stuff. More it's preparing the videos for launch that takes the time, so I don't have time to do all the editing myself now. I used to do it all myself, but one, my editing skills are not great, and two, I was staying up till 2 o'clock in the morning editing videos all the time, which is not good for your work-life balance, especially when you're trying to do 3 videos a week. So now I've got a guy in Ireland that I use to do all my editing. He's a really great editor. So he does it for me, and that's probably why you've noticed the quality of my editing has improved a lot lately. It's not cheap to get it done, so you guys probably think I'm raking it in from all the ad revenue, but actually each video costs more to produce in terms of editing than it does in ad revenue most of the time, just so you know. That's why the Patreon thing helps, and super chats help, and anything else. When you click on my Amazon links in my videos, it helps because it just gives me a bit of income for the channel to help pay for editing and equipment. I got myself a new camera this week. This is my new camera, and it's expensive, but this is going to massively up the quality of my videoing. And also I'm preparing an online course about how to start up your own electrical business. So a lot of the questions that you guys are asking me in the comments here are going to be covered in a real thorough sort of deep dive in my course that I'm going to be doing. So if you send me an email, if you want to get in early on the course, then send me an email and I'll give you early access, and I'll give you a discount on the course. So if you email course@artisanelectrics.co.uk, that's COURSE at artisanelectrics.co.uk, then just register your interest, send me your name and your number or whatever, and that you're interested in doing my how to start an electrician business course. Then I will put you on the list, and then you can join up when it launches in a few months' time. Jordan, Nick might be winning by 200, but he openly admits to flossing on the dance floor and drinking girly drinks with Davo Savo. Yeah, I did watch that. I did listen to that podcast. Yeah, exactly. That says it all, really. You must be the poshest Sparks ever. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. That's why I charge more than everyone else. Mum's Haven, hello, welcome. This is a friend of mine who has a YouTube channel. So welcome, Marie. Doncaster says Screwfix. Not sure what that's all about. Goodbye, CJR. Thank you. Welcome. Good to have you on. Jordan, do you have a lot of materials in stock? Do you order things as customers need them? That is a really good question. So I keep a small stock on the van. But what I found is if you have too much stock, you can end up just getting a really cluttered van, and new stuff tends to get worn and damaged quite easily if it's knocking around in the back of the van. Even if you've got really good Sortimo racking like I have, it does tend to get damaged. So I don't keep a huge amount of stock, but I keep the basics, sockets, switches, pendants, lamps, sorry, not bulbs. Like a couple of 4-inch fans, some smoke alarms, cable, that kind of stuff, but I don't keep like ridiculous amounts of stock. So generally I've got a good wholesaler who has most of the stuff that I need in stock, and if it's anything a little bit special, I just have to be organised and order it in advance. Hello, the Lucio's Life, welcome my friends, good to have you with us. Jack Inez, #1 YouTube, Jordan, thank you. Kenny, what video editing software do you use? So I did use, and I still do sometimes use, iMovie. That was my go-to. It's simple and it's free. My editor uses Adobe Final Cut Pro, I think. So, he's on another level. Would you like to see CPCs sheathed into Twin and Earth like they are in the Republic of Ireland? Yes! Why do we not do that? This country is a joke. We work with materials that were designed 100 years ago. It makes no sense. Will's Electrical Services, welcome. Will has a great channel. Go and check out his channel. He makes he's got a lot of wisdom. He's a real lad, Will is. So he's got all the banter, but underneath it he's got some real gems of wisdom in his videos, because he's a very experienced long-time electrician. Totally different to my style, but I actually like his videos from the point of view of the little gems of wisdom that he has in there. One of the things that I picked up on his videos was about using dust sheets and cleaning up after yourself. It sounds so basic, but actually he kind of gave me a bit of a kick up the bum in that video because I wasn't doing it as well as I should. So welcome, Will. Good to have you with us. Do a FlexiCon video on tools for Sparks. Definitely. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to my Tools for Sparks channel yet, do. There's a little shout out for you. Tools #4 Sparks. Head over there and subscribe because I do post videos about my favourite tools on that channel if you like tools. Up the old blues, yeah. Oi oi! I love your videos, but do you think it can be a pain or slow you down when working? It does slow me down a little bit, but not much. I've kind of got into the flow of it now, really. So I kind of I'm just filming my workflow, basically. You're kind of like a fly on the wall in my videos now of just watching me work. So it doesn't slow me down that much. How much was the camera? It was too much. Yeah, 900 quid. How much have you seen the John Ward videos for the theory? Yes, I have. I've seen some of his theory videos and they are great. Again, you've got to kind of sit down and get in the zone with those kind of videos. It's not the kind of thing that you can stick it on the TV and put your feet up with a beer and watch. You've got to kind of like get your notepad out and be in learning mode. But they are great, very valuable videos. Do you use job management software? Yes, I use Tradeify and it is awesome. There's a free shout out for Tradeify. I'm gonna do a takeover on Tradeify's Instagram later on in September. So yeah, head over there and follow them on Instagram. You are earning money for the videos? Yes, I do earn money for my videos. I get ad revenue from the videos. It's not a huge amount, but it helps to compensate for all the time that I spend. Where are we? Nagi is a bit posh too. Oh yeah, he does speak a little bit posh, I guess. Really interested in a change of career. That course sounds interesting. Good, I'm glad. Yeah, a lot of people have shown enthusiasm for this course and it is going to happen. I'm sorry it's taking me so long to prepare, but it's a lot of work. I've written up the course, curriculum, you know, all the different lessons and everything. There's like over 40 lessons in the course and I'm scripting it at the moment, and then I've just got to do the filming, then it's got to be sent off for editing, and then I can launch it. So it's a lot of work, but hopefully it's going to be the kind of thing that will really help a lot of people. Bulbs grow in the ground. Yes, they do. Bulbs grow, lamps glow. That is what people keep telling me in the comments. Yeah. What's the biggest mistake you've done on a job? Oh, I've done quite a few. I think I've never cut through a pipe, but it's been close. But I have cut through, I've circular sawed through a cable before. That wasn't great. Drilling through cables as well. In fact, I almost did that this week. I did. I drilled through a cable this week. I've got a video coming up. I didn't actually show it, but I drilled through a cable while I was putting up a consumer unit, and it was a 3-core unearthed cable for a thermostat, for a central heating thermostat. I basically realised after I'd put up the consumer unit that the program was down below, and I'd drilled straight through the capping and the 3-core cable going to the thermostat. So I took the programmer off, and then I realised that it had been changed to a wireless programmer later on, and so that old 3-core cable had actually been cut off and it wasn't being used. So I was super fortunate on that one. I really got away with that. But yeah, I had actually drilled through it, so if it was live it would have been a problem. Share link where you source your versatile tools. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Hello from Germany, welcome. Hello Alex, and hello Turi Norbert from Hungary. Will, hello, cheers. Jonathan, hey. Mark, oh wow, I'm losing track of all these comments now. Tools for Sparks cost me some money. Yeah, everyone says that in the comments. Like, no, don't post any more videos. You're costing me money. Sorry, guys, but you know, I've got to share with you some of these great tools that I like to buy. I used to help my uncle in gas and electric work, and anything left over lived in a garage till needed, but most items we collected from supplier. Jordan, what do you think of sockets with Wago style connectors like eFix we're talking about? Yeah, I've not watched that video yet, but I get it. Like, I think it's a great idea. The way they kind of presented it with the little 221s on the back of the socket, it looked a bit of a bodge to me, but I've not watched the video. I've only seen the first few seconds of it that was on Instagram or something, so I need to watch that. Would you consider letting Delroy's spark work for you? He's legend, that guy. He's like, you know, we're all babies compared to him. He's like the experienced father out there who, you know, the grandpa kind of guy of the YouTubers, and he puts out some great content. Good old Delroy. When you visit France and other EU places, aren't you jealous of the Schneider etc. CUs with all the modular bus bars? Yeah. You know, I've worked in a lot of different countries. Not a lot of people know that about me, but I've worked all over the world, and I fitted some amazing products that just don't exist here in the UK. We are well behind when it comes to electrical equipment. What camera are you using? So right now I'm just using my webcam on my iMac, but normally I use my iPhone for doing most of my filming, iPhone 11 Pro. But I also have a DSLR camera, which is now this new one. My old one that I have been using is 10 years old, so it was time for a replacement. So I've got this Nikon D7500 that I've just bought. I guess you need to check the situations anyway, so you can just film it on the same go. Yeah, exactly. So most of the time I just film as I'm going along, and just talk. I just talk about what's going through my head, basically. Why don't the UK use conduit pipes and only that flat metal plates? Yeah, again, stupid. Capping. You put a cable in a wall, then you put capping over it, and it's basically impossible to ever pull in a new cable again without ripping the plaster off the wall. In other countries, they use Flexicon in the walls. Or solid conduit. In the Netherlands, when I worked there, we installed all solid conduit in the walls. And then if you need to rewire it again in 20-30 years' time, you just pull in new wires. Perfect. Many EICRs booked in, Jordan? Yes. So I have done over 200 EICRs in the last 3 months. And well, not me personally, but me and my team of subcontractors. And we have got a lot more coming up. The calendar is absolutely jam-packed for the next month or so with EICRs. I try not to book myself too far ahead because you end up getting into a position where you have to just turn people down all the time. But we are mad busy with EICRs at the moment, and remedial work, because 90% of them fail because they're a complete mess. So yeah, a lot of work going on at the moment. The biggest 2 months of business that I've ever had by far. Like, I think June turnover was double my biggest month ever before that or something. It was just, it's gone a bit nuts. Where are we? Okay. Hi, I found this channel because Nick Bundy was wanting to beat you to 20k subs. Oh, well, there you go. Thank you, Nick, for the mention there. Hello, East Yorkshire. Great videos. And to see how other electricians do things. Thank you, Nigel. Mr. Singh, do you believe Nagi doesn't watch other YouTubers? Hi, Nagi, if you're here. He might be watching, but he's not left any comments. I reckon he would leave a comment if he watched. But I don't think he does watch other YouTubers, to be honest. Yeah. What is your favourite curry? I like... oh, man, I've not had a curry. You know, actually, my favourite curry is a Thai green curry. That is my favourite curry, definitely. I love Thai food. How long is the course? It's going to be... I've not worked it out exactly how many hours it's going to be yet, but it's probably going to be about 20 hours, I would imagine. Something like that. 40 modules of about half an hour each. Maybe a little bit less, some of the modules. Yeah, probably about 15 to 20 hours. What was the reason behind the YouTube channel? I just started my YouTube channel when I started my business in 2016 as just another social media platform. I put a stupid video of a light that had loads of water in it. That was my first ever video. It's still on there if you want to check it out. And then I posted a few videos. I don't really know why, and then they just took off, and I've just become a YouTuber. I never really planned it. Is it Wago or Wago? It's whatever you want it to be. Antplu, it really doesn't matter. It's like, you know, the name Jordan. In English is Jordan, but in Portuguese is Jordan, and in French is Jordan, and in German it's Jordan. So, you know, a name is whatever you want it to be, really. It doesn't actually matter that much. Cut the telephone cord. I don't know what that means. Yeah, one thing that I used to wonder on UK installations, a lot of house connections are in a box just outside the house. We basically do not have that in Switzerland. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's our meter box. I don't know, maybe you just have your meter internally. Who do you reckon will win the race, you or Nick? Definitely me, no questions. I'm going to beat him hands down. Well, what are we today? Can I make a prediction? Let's see, okay. Oh, wow, thank you. Somebody's just left a super chat. That's really kind of you, Andy Harding. That is very kind and generous of you. Thank you very much. So we are, yeah, so my prediction for who will win and when I will hit 20k. I've just hit 18 now. It's the 22nd of August. I predict that by the middle of September, I will have hit 20k and I'll have beaten Nick. Probably by the 10th of September, I think it's going to have happened, but we'll see. What's your favourite... no, I've gone back now. What kind of experience would I need to start your course, please? You don't need any experience to start my course, but you kind of need to be a qualified electrician because it's designed for basically somebody who's either a newly qualified electrician who wants to start up on their own electrical business, or somebody who's been qualified for a while but maybe they've been an employee for another company or doing subcontracting work for another company, and then they decide they want to go on their own and set up their own business. That's the idea behind this course at the moment. There's another course that I'm prepping as well, which is going to be more specifically to do with EV charging and how to get into the EV charging business and how to be a success at that. But that's probably going to come later. How competitive is it for you at the moment? It's not. I mean, I don't have to compete. I'm fortunate enough that I have way too much work. Like literally now in my Tradeify inquiries list, I've got over 100 inquiries that I still need to respond to, and I just can't keep up with it at the moment. So there's no competition for me. Yeah, that's just where I'm at with my business now, which is a great position to be in. If people want to charge less, that's fine. You know, they can go elsewhere. Doesn't matter. Oh, we have another super chat from the Lucios. Thank you. That's really kind of you. Thank you, the Lucios Life, for giving us a super chat as well. Awesome. So where are we? Sorry for all the arms. I have to scroll back through the comments. Here we go. How much experience do you need for testing before doing 2391? You probably need to do a fair amount of testing practice before you do it, but you can kind of get the knowledge from like watching a lot of YouTube videos. I know it sounds a bit weird, but you're basically, when you're watching my videos, for example, I've got loads of EICR videos recently, and I've got some specific step-by-step ones about the different tests that you do in an EICR. When you watch that, it's almost like you're there with me. I get a lot of people emailing me almost every day saying, can I come and work with you for free, you know, and so I can get some experience. I just literally can't take on all these people working with me for free because I don't have the time for it. But what I can do is film as if you're by my side and you can watch my videos, and it's almost as good as being there with me. So watch loads of videos on testing and inspection, and then get your tester out and practice on your own house or, you know, your friend's house or whatever. And yeah, that will help you to pass your 2391. How many people work for your company? So I don't, technically there's only 2 employees, me and my wife, but I have 2 subcontractors who are working pretty much full time for me, and I've got some other subcontractors in the pipeline as well, because even with the ones that I've got at the moment, I can't really keep up with all the work. What outgoings do your business have? A lot. My overheads are a lot. I would say at least £1,000 a month in overheads. No, probably more now with the Tesla, because that counts as an overhead. It's probably about £2,000 a month of overheads. Yeah. Technically, it's Vargo. Yeah, Asa, you are right. It is Vargo because it is from Germany. Yeah. Very little, Jacob. Was most theory when I did it. Okay, I'm not sure, Jonathan, what you're talking about there. Do you like ring mains? No, I don't like ring mains. You know that by now, guys. Oh, thank you for another super chat from Sindra Heitman. Awesome, you are a legend. Thank you very much. It's kind of you. That really helps to support my channel when you give me some super chats. So, no, I don't like ring mains because they break. Like this week, we've had 2 EICRs with broken ring mains. You know, loose connections happen over time, or people work on them and they don't connect them back properly, and it still works. With a radial, if there's a break in a radial, half the sockets won't work, and you know exactly where the problem is. So radials are the way forward. If I do a rewire or I do a new build, I don't install rings. That's just the way I roll now. Delroy hasn't been north of Watford. Jacob just finished the 2391 where others failed was the practical. It's not that bad if you can confidently do testing. Yeah, so you just need to get confident. Testing is one of those things that I remember when I did my 2391, you're so nervous and you've got this tester in your hand and you've got someone watching over your shoulder and you're like, oh, am I doing the sequence right? And you've got all this stuff in your brain and you're like, oh, is it that way or this way? And oh, did I do the safe isolation procedure correctly? And oh, which sequence do I have to do? And it's like, oh, it's so nerve-wracking. My heart goes out for you guys because I've been there, you know. But the more confident you are when you're doing it, the easier it will be, because that will help you to keep your nerves under control. So definitely the more practice you get, the better. You know, it's like anything. It's all about practice. I've got this book, right? Let me show you this book. This book is brilliant. Matthew Said, Bounce. I'll leave a link to this on Amazon where you can get this book. It's all about how basically talent is a myth. Talent is a myth. It's all about practice. Right? So anyone can be amazing at anything with enough practice. You could be an amazing electrician and brilliant at testing and inspection. It's not about natural ability, it's about practice. So just take that away and think about it. Faisal Khan says, Jordan, exclamation mark. Eagle Core, do you have vintage electrical items like consumer units would you like to sell? I've got a whole big box of stuff, but it's reserved for Uncle Phil. When I next see him, I'm going to give him that to add to his stock. So, because he does buy circuit breakers as well. But he usually buys massive bulk job lots. Like he buys wholesalers that go bust and stuff. He buys their stock. It's that kind of level usually. Or he'll buy, like, if you've got 1,000 RCBOs, he'll buy them off you. Please sort your mic out when you're filming because it's really low. Yeah, Anthony, you keep saying that. Nobody else has said that though. Wow, hey, Rattlehead85, you are amazing. Thank you very much. Good on you, Jordan, for all your hard work and great content, he says. That's very kind of you for the super chat. Thank you. Please sort, Schneider is great, but UK has great phenolic sockets, etc. Instead, cheap therm plastic, very good, your stuff. Okay, that's good. I'm glad our stuff is good in the UK. I do like the MK plastic sockets, they're good quality. Okay, Kenny, you are off. Big shutdown tomorrow. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to have to go soon as well. It's 20 past. I meant this to be a half an hour stream, but actually it's gone on longer than that, and the comments keep pouring in. So I've got 10 more minutes to flick through your questions, but I've also got to tell you my 2 ways to level up your electrical business. So I'm going to skip through some of these comments. I'm going to do the 2912 for EV charging next week. Have you got any tips for this line of work? Is the paperwork a pain? EV charging is great, but there's a lot you need to know about. So you just need to know your stuff, really. Get the regs book out, learn it, watch all the YouTube videos about it. There's some great stuff, like John Ward has made some great videos. Sparky Ninja has made some great videos about all the regs to do with EV charging. I've made a lot of videos about EV charging, as you know. Watch them all. The paperwork for the grant is a pain. So you've got to be a paperwork person, really, if you want to do that. I mean, I'm at the point now where I'm tempted to just not do any grant work anymore and just charge. I don't know. I'm trying to rethink how I do it, because I just don't have the time to do all the paperwork. That's the trouble. I'm already in the office late at night doing EICR paperwork. A bit surprised to see you use extra tool to put in a new cable. Can't you just attach the new to the old and pull it through? Yeah, you can do that as well. That's fine. Okay, let's see. How do you take payment for your work? Do you invoice or payment card, machine, or cash? So I invoice and I put my bank details on the invoice and they can do a transfer. If they don't do online banking, maybe like an elderly person or something like that, I have a card machine on the van. It doesn't cost me anything. They just take a small fee, and then I can take a card payment there and then on site. How do you find the Hager screwdrivers? They're actually really good. You know, for a freebie, you kind of think it would be a bit rubbish, but they're Weeha screwdrivers. They're made by Weeha, so they're actually really good quality. And I use the blue PZ2. I basically use that all the time. So, in fact, I'm going to have some Hager screwdrivers to give away soon, because I've been buying so much Hager stuff that Hager owe me like 5 packs of screwdrivers or something. I've been doing their whole thing on the website where you submit your invoices and then they give you points based on how much you've spent on Hager stuff. And then you can redeem those points for free Hager goodies. So they owe me quite a lot of stuff that I'll probably give away soon. Hi from North Wales. Hello, Paul Mack. Thank you. How's the new car going? It is amazing. I mentioned that earlier. I absolutely love the Tesla. It's awesome. Did you used to work for company cards in and just wanted to go self-employed? I used to be employed as an apprentice for my dad's company, and then I took over the company, not out of choice because he died. I ran that company for a while, then I sold it, moved abroad, did volunteer work, travelled around the world, came back, started Artisan Electrics in 2016. That's the short version. Message me if you want the longer version, or watch the video that I made about it. You need to up your game, Jordan. Do a FlexiCon installation. Yeah, thanks. Have you been affiliated with any other than NIC, EIC? No, never. Just always done NIC. That's who my dad was with, and that's who I chose to go with. Napit or Napit is probably just as good now, though, to be honest. Is there a ballpark figure you charge for each EV charger install? It just varies, but I just charge, I usually allow a day for each of the jobs, so I just charge my rate for a day plus the materials. How much is the course? I've not decided yet. Let me know what you think it'd be worth. I'd be interested to know. That's a very specific date, Jordan. Yeah, because I know from YouTube how many subscribers I'm getting each day, and at the moment I'm getting over 1,000 a week. So 2 weeks I should be at 2,000. So I'm quite confident that I'll be at 20,000 within the next 2 weeks. I'd love to know your views on Trade Skills for You. I've done 2 courses with Trade Skills for You, and they were fine. I did my EV charging with them, and I did my 18th edition with them. It's just that they don't go in that deep, I mean, I don't have much experience with other course companies, so I can't really say. But they're just training you to pass the exam, really. They're not training you to actually do the work. That's what I would say. If you want to learn really how to do the work, you just got to get experience and talk to people who actually do the work day in and day out. Wired my 2-story house completely in plastic conduit. Sorry, I'm going to take a drink. I love the Armeg. Oh yeah, it's great, that Armeg extension rod, yeah. The Model 3 is amazing, thank you, Carl. Will, have you thought about getting a Vito Roy Cropper bag? I have no idea what that is, Will. You'll have to send me a message on Instagram about that. Success must be fun, but can make it hard not to upset people when you have no time for them. How do you go on filtering the jobs? Yeah, you're right. So I do have a call answering service, and I get them to manage expectations. So when people call at the moment, I'm getting them to say, sorry, we have a high volume of work and we are not able to reply straight away. So that manages expectations. But it's difficult. I mean, I'm trying to scale my team at the moment so that I can actually keep up with the amount of work that's coming in. But it's difficult to do that without losing your standards and your quality, so I'm trying to get the right balance. Data jobs. Yeah, I do have experience in doing data. I've done a lot of data in my volunteer projects that I did around the world, so I've installed like thousands of Cat6a cables and basket for them and stuff. That was like one of the jobs that I did, but I don't do that much of it anymore. Asa, where are you? I saw you had a question, Asa. Oh, here we go. Do you get many new build or rewire jobs? I don't. I mean, I say no to new builds because usually they're pinching on the price anyway. Usually it's for a builder and they want to get you to do it for next to nothing. And also, there's always time pressure, and I just don't like the building site environment, to be honest. Like, I was working yesterday on an EICR that was right next to a building site, and it was just like, it's just the noise and the language and stuff that was coming off that site was just like hideous, really. Full rewire, I do some full rewires, but not many, again, because usually I'm too expensive for people when I do a rewire, because my basic rewire is like over $5,000, you know, usually. There are companies who will offer it cheaper. So if I do a rewire, generally it's just because the customer wants me to do it. And they're not worried about price so much. Agree about your comments on ring mains. Thank you. Carl, we do not have ring mains in France, Keith. Bienvenue, Keith. Je parle français parce que ma femme est française, en fait. Donc, I guess you're English though anyway, because your name is Keith Lyons. But I hope you have a nice life out in France. It's a lovely place to live. Do you go to any of the trade shows and do you get recognised? I went to Elex at Ali Pali, the last one that was on, I think I can't remember when it was, January or something. And I did get recognised by a few people actually, which is kind of weird. It was a bit weird, yeah. But it was nice. So I met a few people who watched the channel and stuff, so that's cool. I'm thinking of starting my own business. Have you got top 5 things to do or not do? Yes, I do, but I just don't have time to go into that now. But please email me, course@artisanelectrics.co.uk. So that's COURSE @artisanelectrics.co.uk. Send me an email with your questions. Any of you who've got business-related questions, please send me an email, because I will include them in the course curriculum. If I haven't already put them in there, you might give me ideas of things that I've missed. So please email me or message me on Instagram with your questions about business, and I'll put you on the waiting list for the course as well. You're right. Some people have natural ability to a certain extent, but practice is more valuable than natural ability in a lot of ways. Tool station or Screwfix. I hate going to either. I only go to either of them if I have to. Uncle Phil is my uncle. His name's Phil, and he has a circuit breaker specialist company. Beyonce put a ring on it. Okay. Right. Okay, so we're running out of time, guys. Thank you so much for all of your comments. I do appreciate your questions. And my 2 ways to level up your electrical business very quickly are: number 1, get yourself on Google My Business, right? So if you search, for example, Google Artisan Electrics, right? Either do it now or do it later. Just search on Google Artisan Electrics. I'm going to do it now. Okay, wait a second. Artisan Electrics. Artisan Electrics. Right, Google it. What comes up? Straight away, my business appears on the right hand side with a map location, photos, my company name, a request a quote button, my phone number, my opening hours, and all my reviews. That is so key to getting found by people these days, is being on Google Maps, which you need a Google My Business page for. So that is my number one tip. It's free. Set yourself up a Google My Business page. Then, once you've done that, this is the second way to level up your electrical business. Get reviews. Email the review link to as many of your old customers as you can, asking for a review. Say you're trying to get a base of good reviews to be able to show other people the quality of your business. Would you be happy to give me a review? Get as many 5-star reviews as you can on there. That's what I did when I first set up my business. And now every job that I do, I email them the review link along with the invoice, and they can leave a review. As you can see, I've got loads of 5-star reviews, and that basically sets you out from the competition, because nowadays, if people want to go to a restaurant, what do? They go on TripAdvisor, they look for one with great reviews. If they want to find an electrician, they do the same. They go and they look at Google reviews, and if you've got loads of really good feedback from customers, people would trust that more than anything else these days. So that is my 2 ways to level up your electrical business. That's just a little bit of a taste of some of the things that are going to be in my course. So as I say, register your interest with me for that course. Thank you all of you for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure to be on here live with you. Massive thanks to all of you who have sent a super chat and given a little contribution to support the channel. I really do appreciate it. If you would like to support the channel more, head over to patreon.com/Artisan Electrics UK. I have a Patreon page where, for the cost of just a sausage and egg McMuffin each month, you can be part of my private live streams where you can actually be on a video chat with me, so I can see you, you can see me, just like I did with Graham tonight. Awesome shout out to Graham, by the way, for being my first ever Patreon. And he was able to spend half an hour with me just asking me questions, and I was able to answer them personally to him. So if you're interested in that, head over to Patreon. But most of all, thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for helping me to beat Nick Bundy to 20,000. Share out my videos with as many people as you can, and we will reach that target of 20,000 very, very soon. Thank you all for watching, and have a great evening. Signing out.